Hello aeronauts, welcome to another video with me, Aeron James. So, today's video is the stagiest and most Disneyest video ever because I'm combining them both, and this is my 5 dream Disney musicals. Hi, if you don't know me already, I'm Aeron James and this is my channel, and it's very stagey, it's very Disney, it's very everything, and yeah. So if you like the sound of that, why not click that subscribe button down below and join the Aeronauts family. We're pretty cool and we're growing, and when we hit 2k subs I'm gonna do something. So before I go along and start my top 5, I better tell you what Disney have done so far and what Disney have got in the works, so you understand why I've not chosen any of your favourites, because they may be working on it. So, Disney so far have produced Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Tarzan, The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and then live action they have produced Mary Poppins, High School Musical, High School Musical 2, Camp Rock, Newsies. Their original productions are King David, Aida, On the Record, Peter and the Starcatcher, and Shakespeare in Love. But also there have been productions of Jungle Book and Freaky Friday. But they're quite recent, so then weren't on the list I was just looking at. But I already knew that. Also, Disney have already produced a lot of small scale versions of shows on the Disney cruise lines or in the Disney parks, such as Finding Nemo the musical, Toy Story the musical, Hercules the musical, get it? Because the muses, and a lot of others. So I might say a couple of ones that have already had small productions. If you're wondering, wait, why they have done it, it's because I think they deserve a big full-time musical. But some, I think they've done it in the short. So that's why they don't appear. Now let's tell you what's on its way, what you might not already know. In terms of animated musicals on their way, there is Frozen, which is coming out in 2018, and Pinocchio. Now Pinocchio is a bit of an odd one because it is Disney, but the National Theatre in London are producing it. So it will involve the Disney songs and everything, but the National Theatre are pretty much creating the show, and Disney are just letting the National Theatre explore the Disney film. So I'm pretty excited, seeing as it means it's happening here and it's happening, and I love the National and I love Disney. So I'm super excited and I hope I get to see it. Live action adaptations into musicals. There's more rumours but not really any knowledge of what's happening to things like The Muppets, The Princess Bride, Alice in Wonderland, Tim Burton version, and Father of the Bride. Now all of these have been said to be happening or have had workshops, but nothing's really known about any of them, so it's a bit up in the air, whereas with the animated adaptations we kind of know when they're gonna happen. But I don't want any new ones until the UK gets The Little Mermaid and Tarzan, because we've been waiting a very long time. Oh, and Aida. We need Aida. So, now that I've caught you up, let's explore my top 5. So number 1 is pretty much one that everybody thinks of or says, especially if you're like me and you were born in the 90s, and that is Hercules. Hercules has an insane score. I mean, who does not want to see 5 divas on stage as the muses, just giving it with zero to hero, and just that whole opening number and the comedy. And there's so many divas at the minute on Broadway, on the West End. I mean, at the minute Dreamgirls is like giving me everything, but I need Disney like divas. We haven't had a big Disney diva since, I was gonna say Ursula, but we haven't even had it yet. I don't even think I need to explain Hercules. I just think it makes sense, and come on, it's a Greek story, like Greek theatre, like Hercules and theatre should have like been on the cards, should have been one of the first ones, because it's not like it's like not that well known, it's pretty well known. And Go the Distance, hello, I mean there's not much there, but I can tone up, I can be Hercules, I can sing that song please. So number 2 is Mulan. I just think Mulan would make so much sense on the stage. It's epic. Mulan, I think, has the potential to be as explorative and artistic as Lion King the musical, because just how the Lion King explores how the puppetry and the art and also the music and lyrics, how they speak in Swahili, and for example with Mulan there's so much Chinese theatre and so many different styles that they can bring to the stage that they can't exactly do in the film because they're trying to tell the story, but through more, they don't want to keep on changing styles. Whereas in theatre, the set design, the costumes, there's a lot more time and there's a lot more potential and ways to explore, because they've got to add new stuff into it, but also they've got to be able to get this epicness onto that stage, which means they can explore just everything. And like, how are they going to do Mushu? Are they going to keep Mushu? They better keep Mushu if they do it. But I just think there's so much they could do with it, and I'd love to see what extra songs they could add to it. And I would forgive Disney if they don't have music in the live action version of Mulan, which I still really hope they change their mind on. But if they gave us a musical with extra songs that were amazing and this amazing musical production, I could totally forgive that, so please do it. I mean, you could do it in line with the Mulan film and just be like, hey, we're giving you a film and a musical. Number 3 is Oliver and Company. Yes, I went there. I went with one that nobody would have thought of. Oliver and Company is one of my, like, guilty pleasures and amazing film, and also it's based off Oliver. The UK has Oliver revived so many times. I mean, yes, Charles Dickens was an amazing writer, and then Lionel Barr did music that would just be for everyone. So it totally makes sense that Oliver and Company should be one. Especially because the music, please just go and like revisit the film and listen to the music and just, you will understand. I mean, it's a film that has Bette Midler in and Cheryl Lee Ralph. I mean, Cheryl Lee Ralph doesn't sing in it. She has that whole thing where they had 2 voice actors, one for the voice, one for the singing, which I don't fully get why you wouldn't have Cheryl Lee Ralph, but Ruth Pointer was really good too, so I'm not complaining. So the music is just so there, and Bette Midler's song as Georgette is like the biggest diva song I've ever heard in a Disney film, even more so than Poor Unfortunate Souls and Mother Knows Best, just because it's not even a villain song, it's just her being so extra about how beautiful she is and how she can pull all the guys. We haven't had like this proper Broadway like in so long, and it's freaking with a dog. Come on, like how she's got the fur, you could have it as like a fur coat, like SWAT. There's so many ideas with it. I just think it would be amazing, and Disney needs a proper comedy. I mean, yeah, it has ups and downs, but it's more of like a family comedy. It would be a comedy musical that's more of like the musical comedy style and less of the heading towards panto that happened with Aladdin. I mean, I really liked Aladdin, but it leans more towards panto than any other of the musicals. Okay, so number 4 is, I know they've done this in the parks, and if I'm honest, it wouldn't be one of my first thoughts because it's not one of my favourite films by Disney, but it was the original, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I mean, if anybody is going to handle that story with love and affection and put their hearts and souls into it, it's going to be Disney. It's going to be Disney, as it was the first Disney animation film was Snow White. So why shouldn't they go and try and get a Tony and Olivier, just go to town with the story? And it's not like there really is a musical for Snow White yet, so why don't Disney grab it? I know we have it a lot in the UK as a panto, but if they can risk bringing Aladdin over, let's do it. Let's give Snow White its musical standpoint. Let's make everybody want this new Snow White. Also, it's been a while since there's been a proper soprano, especially for Disney to bring in, so let's bring one in. Let's get girls like enjoying being sopranos, because we've given so much love to the belters. Let's give a bit of legit some love, but also it might give Disney a chance to give Snow White a bit more depth, and maybe make her less falling for the prince and just like straight away and being a bit thin on the ground as a character, and give her more depth. And if Disney does it as well, I think everybody will give them some love for it. And then number 5 is just one that I would love to see what Disney did with it, and that is Lilo and Stitch. I don't know if it's a good choice, but there's just something so crazy and interesting about it that just makes me think it would be so cool to see. I want to see how Disney would tackle Stitch, how they would go musically, because would they be allowed to use Elvis's catalogue, even though there's already shows like All Shook Up that have used it? Or would they be risky and adapt and change it and bring something new to this story, such as the same as how much will they explore further the Hawaiian songs, and will there be more of a bilingual feel? I just think it's such an odd choice, but how popular Stitch is and just how popular that story was, even though it is pretty much one of Disney's OG originals that wasn't based off anything. So Disney actually have as much playtime as they want, rather than having to kind of either use the original basis for the animated film or the original fairy tale, and instead they just get to roam and use things from the series, use different parts of the stories. They've got so much from the Lilo and Stitch franchise, but also I just think it'd be so interesting to see how they do it. And I just love Stitch, and I just think what better way than seeing a Stitch on stage. So that concludes my top 5. What do you think? What show are you itching for Disney to put on the stage? Or do you want Disney to go back to being creators of completely unique musicals, such as Aida? I mean, it's an amazing show, but it definitely has suffered because it's not attached to a film, and that's probably why we haven't had it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm at aeronjp on Twitter and Instagram for more staginess. So I'll see you in a bit, aeronauts. I love you all. Bye! Bye, 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 bye! Oh!